Hello, Awasthi sir. I am Surabhi Rao, 34-year-old. I am a victim of parapsychological sexual abuse, and I discovered four pujaris, actually three pujaris, doing the witchcraft on me. The entire abuse has been 10 years old, and my first complaint went on through Hardeep sir, Hardeep Singh. He's the senior officer in Parshar Police Station. He filed 344 on them, and the condition was from no further proceedings from the priests was that they'll drop everything that they've done on me within 15 days. But nothing helped, and the abuse actually went further, more diabolic in nature. Back at home, I'm from Noida, so a couple of accidents happened at home, and a lot of domestic violence also went on. Um, and these guys were approached basically back in 2015 when for financial and career advices, but by my parents, who were recommended these men by their relatives, my first uncle, my maternal first uncle. And the abuse went on, started on from 2016 or 17 when I was back in Bombay. I work as a writer, and I was back in Bombay, and I had stopped coming home because of my hectic schedule, and my parents were adamant over the fact that I should come back home and get married and everything. So, but I was denying because I was working on my career, and since my denial started to attend the calls from home, which were completely vague by my parents. My entire this witchcraft actually started happening, and my entire career went on a toll, and my health also became a different, aggressive angle of some kind of vengeance against my growth. And with time, I discovered that my parents had put up requests back at the pujaris to have me be married, and that kind of turned out to be as a as the sole reason for them to be very much attempting first degree murder, doing first degree murder attempts on me through witchcraft and everything. My major currently my major the highlights of the abuse are basically my manipulation of my body. My lower body under the belly is completely controlled by these men. They block my urination, they block my menstruation, they block my defecation, which is you're passing the stool, and they block my head also. And make through make yeah make through a lot of schizophrenic whispers where all these four of them are talking, and until unless I do not react as anyhow, or until unless I don't interact with these noises, with the talks of these pujaris and my ringing in my head all the time, I don't get to pass. I don't get to pass waste back in the loop, and I have taken medical help as well, but that's been futile. Uh, I've had recent visits to the temple with the officials back at Mahila Police Thana back in Hamirpur. It's been completely helpless. Only Hardeep Singh, whom I visited the temple in April, was helpful. I was basically we had it was a face-to-face interaction for the first time with the cops and these men. And I was explaining everything that was going on in my body to these pujaris, and I was telling them that every single account of abuse that's happening in my body has been basically your wielding, and I didn't need any evidence over it. Neither did Hardeep sir, ask any evidence. After listening to every kind of counter that these pujaris had to claim themselves innocent, he, silently filed 344 on them, which was wrongful confinement. And he said that, I need all of this over. But it went on because Hardeep sir went on a training, and it just didn't it kind of didn't help. But now Hardeep sir is coming back a week later. I met the DSP, and he said if at all Hardeep sir was a help to you, then let the man come back and revisit if required, and then seek some kind of then probably seek an end to this. Meanwhile, I made two visits to the temple again without Hardeep sir. One was with the police Thana officials, which same thing, they did a little jhada on me and it didn't help. And the officials who were there with me, they just wrote their statement. I got that statement checked with my lawyer, and it kind of and he said it's completely empty and futile. It doesn't show any kind of much of a reason to mark up any kind of structure or complaint over it. So I've attached that in the mail. um, then I did one more visit where I decided that I'll request on my end to not put up any kind of if at all they are scared of the cops, then I'll just probably have them I'll request them. I'll put one more personal request to them and have their witchcraft and ask them or expect them to have the witchcraft be off me, but it didn't really help. So I decided to seek some legal guidance from DLSA over this. Uh, what difference Hardeep sir's intervention basically was that he he had a little aggressive tone. He had a little commanding tone over the first time when he heard the entire interaction, and the effect of the witchcraft was on my entire body, where I remain constipated for 14-15 hours. My entire body starts choking. I start feeling paralysis and numbness in my legs, and I have to keep walking around, and I can't sleep. And there are whispers of these people, not whispers, but like proper, sound noises of these men talking in my ears all the time. And I have to react to them, otherwise they poke me with pins and iron rods in my body. Now it's a little tough to prove it until unless I'm put under any kind of ultrasonic examination to see the astral field of my inner body. And there's a certain color that normal human would have, but if at all you're infected with anything alien, then you can see different colored waves as well. So that's one way that I can prove that I am bewitched. Then after listening to everything, since Hardeep sir was a little aggressive, he just went on to say to the senior pujari that whatever you've done, I've heard everything, but whatever you've done, just I'm giving you 5 minutes. Just pull everything out that you can. And the senior pujari, he got a little tremored and he picked up one chadi. He put it on. He put that chadi on my chest and he started and he chanted. And within 5 minutes, he cleared my entire upper body. So the entire abuse that went on for 10 years was cleared off within 5 minutes. But then they went on to say that we need to see your mother the next day, and then only we'll empty your lower body. My mother came in and they started convincing her into believing into that this has happened in your house, that has happened in your house, and there's something alien on her, that's why this is happening and stuff like that. And then did not clear my lower body because Hardeep sir was not there the next day. The other Galore police chowki officials were there and they did not do anything because they didn't know, they didn't understand. And Hardeep sir, I think he was senior enough to know the entire account of the abuse. That's why it kind of like worked out in his name. So this was the reason. So now I'm seeking Hardeep sir within like a week. I had a word with him. He told me, I told him the entire story, what happened to my recent visits and everything, and he said just wait for me. I'll come within a week, and then let's seek these men out again. So, sir, I just wanted to. So this is the same story that I've explained in my voice note as well. It's a little detailed, and back at home I cannot reach out to my parents about this because their intervention or their probably their cure out of this entire mess is faith based, and I have kept faith enough as well, but beyond that way of dealing with these things, this is a legal what you say legal calling as well, and it does become a kind of ground where one should probably be leading me through or guiding me right the over the 10-year long abuse and the kind of loss that I've bared in career, and my health and my mental health and my social health, all of that. So I needed, I'm seeking justice out of this, because until unless I do not, seek myself legal help out of this, I do not, I do not also, I struggle, I realize that I'm struggling to be free of all the abuse as well that's happening on me. So, that's the only thing that I wanted to seek as urgent, uh, you know, uh, an aid on this as possible. And I have attached the required material in the mail. If you can seek out, if at all I'm required to be in person over there, I would love to be very, very quick over it. I will come down to see, I will come down within a week again for Hardeep sir, and request him to, let's go to the temple and let's have my lower body also be freed of it. I have to take medical help also, and until unless I do not take medical help, obviously, I need my peace also, my calmness also back, and I have to get back to work as well. I'm directing a web show. I'm a film director also. So I've somehow managed to, save myself some face back in the industry. Before 2015, when I hadn't met these men, I had a very bright circle, I had a bright background, my academic and professional both. But since these men came in and they started doing their, sexual abuse on me, which was completely hypnosis driven and parapsychological in nature. Everything they conducted it all. They all conducted it through clinical hypnosis. I can explain you if at all I'm required to go into the depths of it, and it just destroyed everything that I've had. And because of this, I've been a victim of extreme physical violence back at home, because my father does not understand this, and he is very finicky over the fact that I'm trying to explain him, and he does not take a stand over it because he finds it completely baseless. And he's also attempted first degree violence on me, almost like sixth seventh time this time, and I am fighting not a case, but a family welfare consultancy against my father's mental health, over every kind of evidence, from voice notes to pictures to every kind of traumatic violence that I've been through. And my mother is completely aggravated to provoke me for argument, so that my father can be as violent as he can on me. So back at home as well, when the cops from in Himachal, call them up thinking that I'm a child, to not be seeking legal aid and seeking their attention to this entire thing, just as how Hardeep sir, fixed this problem without any legal aid. My parents go berserk, and I am a 34-year-old person who is trying my best to get out of the house, on my own money, and be able and start my life somewhere else afresh. But till the time I am struggling, or till the time I am seeking a, stable income generation to be able to afford myself a space, I become a victim back at home. If I do not, I become a victim of both the, of both the worlds, the parapsychological and the psychological. In reality, my parents are extremely, aggressive over. Anytime I have to seek any complaint, or I have to seek any legal aid from any of these policemen, over the kind of abuse that goes on in my body, which is not being cured from any doctors as well, or like for example the iron poking and the chronic IBS that I have, and every metaphysical reality that I see, and all the abuse in the metaphysical reality that I see, which I do not even address or acknowledge, and yet I become a victim of it, which sounds very psychologically ill. But I've sat with the doctors, and my reports have been okay. It's just a case of schizophrenia, where it becomes a problem when I am physical about it. But when I'm not physical about it, I am just dialogical over it. So it is still under control, and it's still very much curable, and not that bad of a scene. So before it becomes worse, I wish to be off this, and I have been and another highlight of this abuse is that these men, they since they've hacked my body, in my dreams they do a lot of sexual abuse, and every time I get up there are real time effects of that sexual abuse. Sometimes I'm bleeding from my rectum, Sometimes I am completely, I am mensurating in a manner that only a rape victim would be mensurating and stuff. So all of these things, these little details have kind of like become, a horrific tangent to my reality. And my father, he does not want to address this. My mother also does not want to address this. And for them, it's just, another chapter of depression. And they expect me not to work and everything, but to sustain myself normal head, I have to keep working, otherwise I can't pass my stool. Also I have to keep working also to cut their mindset that they fixed in my brain by making a shadow self and astrally and wielding it astrally inside my body. All of that gets cut when I work. So, fighting for work, fighting for life, fighting for justice, fighting for peace, fighting for money, mere little money, all of this has become, and then fighting for breathing, normal breathing as well, has kind of like become, a daily struggle for me. Henceforth, it'll be great, sir, if you can just acknowledge my entire complaint, my entire case properly, and keep my parents off it. I would request you to, if at all, you can speak to any of the highest, officials authority. Then, just to remind you that my parents are going through their own traumatic, tangent with this entire problem. And the way they are very poor at handling, at supporting me. They are extremely poor at supporting me mentally, emotionally, and financially. So it'll be great if you, take this case a little sensitively, because the first time I reported against these priests, my parents went on a different tour altogether and they conducted extremely bad violence on me. And I've been a victim of violence for denying them, marrying me off forcibly when I was back in Bombay in 2016. When these priests, they started doing witchcraft on me for denying the marriage proposals and all of that. So you can understand, what kind of tangent I might be discussing or trying to expose there. That's why, sir, if you can fix me any legal, quick, urgent aid, I think I can save myself from being murdered in the house or by these pujaris. Because anybody overseas or in India tries to help me, the talks just do not go forward post a point. And why they don't go forward, I get to hear that from these pujaris talking in my ears all the time, that we did so and so with that particular person to stop your application and all of that, and we will destroy you, we'll kill you. There are a lot of rape threats, death threats for my friends, for me, for everyone that tries to help me out. So just that, sir. I'll be in great safety if at all you can look into my matter. Thank you so much.